on YouTube?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yay, we're
This is
live.
like,
I
this
love
is
that
elite.
those are like the first words for the stream. It's like, oh my gosh. Hello. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Drinking an ice cream tea
Ooh.
latte. I've never had one.
I
Also,
don't
we
know
should
if I've ever-
introduce ourselves, yes?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So, hello everyone. My name is Amparo and I'm joined by Morgan Rogers.
Hi.
Applause, applause, applause. She is the author of this lovely book that I'm matching, kind of. My lipstick
my
is kind of
God.
matching it.
I love it.
Yes. How are you today, Morgan?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. How was release week? Was it chaotic? Was it busy? Was
Oh
it
my gosh. It was like overwhelming, but in like a
I
really good way.
imagine. Okay. So it wasn't too much in a bad way, but too like
No,
it was
too much in a really good way. Like there was so much support and like everyone was like, oh my gosh. Like I couldn't keep up. And
yes.
but it's nice to like not be in debut week anymore.
Oh yes, yep, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But I feel like and you're a best-selling author, as you very well said. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I feel like it was just the perfect way to celebrate your release, or Honey Girl's release. By the way, if you have not read Honey Girl, you should read it. What are you waiting for? Like, get it now in all formats. Is it available in audiobook as well?
Yeah, it's on audiobook. York Whitaker narrated it, and it's so good. I love it.
Perfect. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying perfect, because you made me really sad several times. But also, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, that I was like, Morgan is making me want a relationship.
Oh my gosh.
And that never happened.
I don't know what to feel about that.
I'm like, do I want a relationship, or am I just excited about reading this specific journey? I don't know.
I mean, like, I don't want a relationship, but I would love to be married, you know? Does that make sense? No.
Interesting. No, it actually does, because you don't want to, like, the talking stage is what it's called. Like, when
yeah, I don't like that. I just like being like settled, you know?
Yes, subtle. I need to read it. It looks so good. It really is. It's phenomenal. Oh, look at this. I have Honey Girl and I need to start it now.
Please do.
Yes. What an endorsement. I know. If I want to fall in love, then this is a very, very, very good book.
I'm just saying.
Please read this book. But I'm just so happy that I wanted to just talk about Honey Girl. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I've been waving it for a while. But Morgan had a different idea for this event.
Listen.
And I'll let her take it away, because she explains it better.
You know how I feel. I have so many feelings about like Jimin and Jungkook and gender and K-pop in general. Like,
yes.
And like it's difficult to talk about K-pop on Main once you like publish a book, because you don't want to be like you don't want to be like super annoying or like let anyone know how deep it goes.
How deep and long it's lasted.
Yeah.
So when did you actually first interact with BTS as a whole, and specifically when did Jimin and Jungkook make an impression on you?
I got into BTS like 2017.
Oh, interesting.
Like right after the US election, because I was like, oh, okay, child away. And you know, like it was just like super, it was a lot going through the news every day. Exactly, BLAZEWRATH, exactly.
No, this is a Jimin my bets. Oh, look at that.
But yeah, so like I wanted like a fun thing to like focus on as well. So I got into BTS that year when they're doing like the Wings tour, I think.
Yes, I believe so.
And yeah, but it was only recently that I was like, Jungkook and Jimin are like gender goals. I mean, maybe like in the last year or two, because like how they've evolved and how they just like present themselves and how they play with like clothes and hair and fashion and all of that stuff. I just think it's so fascinating.
Yeah, and you're correct. You didn't need me to say that, but we must say it.
Yeah, exactly.
You actually have a whole year ahead of my experience with BTS because I started standing them in 2018. I remember the actual day.
When
It
was
was like
your first comeback then?
my first comeback, if I'm not mistaken, was the Love Yourself Tear album.
Oh
So
my
Fake
gosh.
Love was, which incidentally is my favorite album. That's my
Really?
favorite BTS album. Which one is your favorite?
Not that.
She's
My
like, okay.
favorite? I don't even know, but it was probably an older album.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
Like,
if I have a oh, you know what? Whatever one has actually no, Tear might be my favorite.
oh,
But
look
not
at that.
Fake Love. Not Fake Love. That song got ran into the ground. I was like, please no.
Oh, I love it so much. It's so angsty and
Every award show, I was like, if they sing this song,
I'm out. You're gonna riot.
Yeah, and they keep singing it, so.
I got into BTS in 2014 when I saw a video of Jackson Wang and Namjoon, and I was like, who is that?
Exactly.
Do you also like Jackson and GOT7?
So I'm not really into GOT7. Not that I don't like them, I just don't know a lot of their music.
Yeah.
But like I follow Jackson on Instagram. I think he's like so funny.
Yes.
So I just like him in general.
Yes, BTS babies. Oh, I'm sorry. Adri is probably the expert here.
How long?
Yes, how long, Adri? How long have you been standing them? Or if you stand them? Don't want to put words in your mouth, but yes.
Like I feel like I've branched off a lot and gotten into more groups but they were like my first real big foray.
Yes. I mean, my first was 21.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It was just like one song. And then I like moved on with my life.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
BTS, like right after the most devastating year in my country's history happened, it was like, oh, BTS, right. People keep talking about BTS, so I might check them out. And I didn't like DNA when I first heard it, actually.
What?
At all. I was like, this is so happy. I don't like it.
It's very poppy.
Yes. So do you tend to like those types of songs from them?
No, from them I like more of their like R&B sounding songs. So like Tomorrow, I love like
Classic.
Autumn Leaves.
Oh
Like
my
more
god.
R&B sounding songs. I'm like, this is the sound I want from you guys. Oh, what's the one from Tear? Paradise?
Paradise. Oh, look at that. I remember like Boy in Love. That's like from yesterday, Adri. Come on. But Dope really got me. I think Dope is that song
like
that
Dope.
A lot of people like discovered them with. Like that whole era actually. When like right before
because that was when was that before or after they got their first win with
I think it was before.
What song was that they got their first win with?
Blood, Sweat and Tears, maybe?
No.
It was before?
It was before that.
Oh my god.
I can like literally see them performing it in my head, but
oh, I don't think it was Fire.
No, it wasn't Fire. It was before that.
It was before Fire. All I wanted to know is their names. Oh, look at that. Adriana is a new army. I need you. Yes, I need you. Thank you, Lizzie.
I can like see the choreo happening.
What is the name? Yes. Oh my god, that choreo. That's another one of my favorite songs from them because it's so emo.
Yeah.
Like entirely emo. I've noticed that I like really heavy stuff from most of my artists. But I know that this is a Jimin and Jungkook Rights live stream, but we are going to talk about different people that we love and appreciate. Yes. So I know that you're a huge. Yes, I know that you're a huge. Oh, what is this? Yes, it was I Need You, and also I think it was like I kept confusing I Need You with Run for a long time.
They were the same era though, right?
They're like one was first. I think I Need You was
like
first.
That same universe happening.
Yeah, I don't know why I kept confusing them because they're sonically very different, but yes. Oh, yes, there is a BTS readathon and I'm actually participating as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, so it's all the month of March or throughout the month of March. People are going to be, or a lot of booktubers are going to be reading certain books based on prompts that are inspired by the members of BTS.
Oh.
And there are two teams, the Hyung team and the Maknae team. And
it's so cute.
Yes. So speaking of our precious Maknaes, what do you think makes Jimin, specifically, let's start with the eldest, Jimin. What makes Jimin so special to you personally?
Well, I like the evolution of Jimin because like when you look at like the beginning of BTS, he definitely had that like exercise, like
Yes.
super hard, look at me. And it was just like,
Yes.
just to kind of see him evolve into like this kind of softer, more settled into himself person. Like he didn't have to try so hard and he could like just
Yes.
embrace like the softness and like the different layers. Like he got into like his singing voice, I feel like really kind of settled and
Yes.
like it just
And it
he
sounds
just seems
beautiful.
so yeah, he just seems so comfortable like in himself and the clothes that he wears like
Yeah.
the pastels, but like the sleek clothing and like the sheer like his
Yes.
performances, like from Lie to like Serendipity to
Wow.
Filter, like just to see how they
Masterful.
all change.
Yeah.
Like,
Chef's kiss, as they say.
like I just love it. Like I just love how he plays with like how you can like embrace these softer, like sexy things
Yeah.
and you know, like it's just totally cool. Like he likes to play with it.
And I feel like it's such a contrast, as you say. When he started, he was kind of like one of the most masculine ones in the
Yeah.
group
Yeah.
because he was chosen to be that way. And a lot of times we have to acknowledge that idols are rarely in control of their image and they're rarely in control of their music, even.
Right.
But with BTS, there was a lot of change that soon followed because it wasn't like they were the first to have this much agency globally, but within their own industry, it was quite
Right.
remarkable. And it was just something that we have to acknowledge. But when they started out, they were very much something completely different to how we know them now.
Like if you look at that first music video, it's
Oh
like,
my
who
gosh.
are you people?
What happened to you? But like in a good way. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, yes, we finally
So
made it.
thankful we left that behind.
Yes. Yes. He said that in an interview, I believe. Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
mean,
He's really like vocal about like just kind of coming into himself and not feeling like he has to conform to any one thing.
yes. And I feel like he's also, I mean, I know that in terms of their stage performances or their stages, yes, he can be more himself now, which is what we want for all of them, but specifically for someone who's suffered so much and who cares so much about what other people think.
Right.
They've proven themselves enough in the industry to get so much independence, and we truly love to see it. I feel like with Jimin specifically, I don't know if you are part of this section of the fandom that ships other members with each other. I personally,
I'm not getting into it on here.
yeah,
Y'all will not be coming after me on here.
yeah. I personally I believe that people should be with whomever they want to be, and I just don't really care to know if they want to be with someone or not. But I feel like
mind my business.
yes, it's like don't worry about that. I'm fine. Although completely changing direction, I did stand Jenny and Kai, but we won't talk about that here. We'll save that for another time.
We can have another one. We can have another one.
We can have another one because that's an entire episode just on that. And oh, this obsession with like couples like being revealed and oh, it's horrifying. But do you feel like with Jimin, there has been a greater attachment because of how open he is nowadays and how much more comfortable he feels in his own skin?
Yeah, no, I totally think so. I think, especially like as I go through like figuring out just who I am in terms of like just queerness and all of that, like
Yeah.
it's really cool to see someone just kind of exactly.
No one can ever cancel Morgan. What are you talking about?
Me over K-pop today? No, honey.
No, not today. To quote BTS.
No, yeah. But just like figuring out just like queerness and just like identity in general, like just being into K-pop and being able to see people in all different avenues kind of come into themselves and whatever that means for them is very cool. Like I'm obsessed, which is why like in the last year I've become like so attached to Jungkook more.
Oh,
like,
okay.
him, like grow his hair out and like play with the clothes. Yes, like it's just so fun. I just love it. I love to see people figure out who they want to be and how they want to present themselves.
Yes.
Like, especially in just like the industry in general, not just K-pop, like being a person in the public eye, like, and just
It's not easy.
yeah, still
I
feeling
mean,
like,
I don't know what it's like, but
you know me, I'm a best-selling author, so, but
exactly.
like, I'm sure it's really difficult, like, when you have people looking at you, but still like want to figure out how do you want to just look. Like, that's such like a huge part, just how you present yourself and
Yes.
how you feel most comfortable. Ugh, I'm obsessed.
And I feel like, I don't know if he was the first person to do so within BTS, Jungkook, because by the way, he is my bias.
Wait, I didn't even know this.
But I'm double biased, and it's interesting because it's the only group that I have two biases.
Really? Wait,
So my biases, it's interesting because my biases in BTS are Jungkook and Jin, who could not be more different.
I was not expecting you to say that.
So different, and like the eldest and the youngest. So I'm like, and also when they're together, I feel like it's father-son type of dynamic, but also not really because Jin's maturity sometimes is questionable.
Yeah.
But I think that they both represent parts of the type of person that I would like as a partner. Silly, very self-aware, but in a goofy way, kind and caring, but also a risk taker, someone who doesn't care what other people think, has an edge, you know. So all of that together represents two different people.
You know what's interesting to me about Jin is how he seems very open, but he's actually very private. Like, you don't actually know anything about him. Like, I love how he balances that.
Oh, yes. I think Jimin is up there for a lot of people. Would you say that Jimin, would you say that like you have a bias wrecker in BTS though?
Neither one of them are my bias.
Oh, great. So they're like straight wreckers.
Not like, I just like them for that. But my bias in BTS, if anyone knows me, and they know I suffer for it every day, but Hoseok and me, like,
that's the one.
Rocky relationship, but we're just stuck together. We're just here. I can't get rid of him. I've tried.
Honestly, Jin sets hard boundaries with fans, and I love that. Yes. A man.
Love it.
But I feel like, I don't know how you feel about this, but whenever I see the On video, the On music video, whenever J-Hope's part comes up, I like stop breathing because he's gorgeous in general. Yeah. But when he, like in that specific video, his outfit, his hair, his moves, everything just transcends.
He like is best in motion.
Quote her on that.
Like, when he dances, it's like so good. Like, I'm just exactly. Well, does he have rights?
He does not. He does not have rights. No.
We're on the fence.
Yes.
But I can't get rid of him.
So. No, that's the mark of a true love. I guess.
Rough. Every day I wake up and I'm like, is today the day that I'm done with this?
No.
Okay.
It is not. I mean, I feel the same way. My favorite bias, my alt bias, I believe is what it's called, is Park Jin-young from GOT7. So that's like my K-pop love.
How did you feel when they announced the split?
I don't know if I should admit this, but I will.
Cry?
I cried, and I spent my entire day doing absolutely nothing because I felt so sad. But at the same time, I was happy and relieved because they were just leaving the company, not splitting up. But it was so uncertain, everything. And he, I believe, was the first one that had like rumors attached to him that he was going to sign with a different company, but it was only for his acting. And I was like, oh my God. So it was horrifying. It was horrifying. I do not need to recreate what I looked like. It was bad. We love Howie and the Hicks tape in this house.
Oh, yes. The way he made us wait for that. Like, I can't tell you the suffering that I endured waiting for that mixtape.
I mean, we're still waiting for the JK one, so. Yes. So I feel like in terms of Jungkook, because of course, Jimin is the one that most people consider, oh, it always starts with Jimin. I think I've read a tweet the other day that said something along those lines that people are like, oh, I don't know BTS or I don't know anything like substantial about him. But that guy is really pretty and he sings like an angel. And that's usually what they say. Like, that guy is pretty. or
Yeah.
this is a pretty man, or whatever it is. And I'm like, does that bother you in the sense that they're like attaching it as a shock factor to them? Like, wow, what a pretty man. Like, they
Yeah,
have to
I
attach it
guess.
that way.
Yeah, I think I can definitely see that, especially if it's like people that aren't really in, you know what I mean? Like they're just coming from like outside. They don't know anything about
Yeah.
anything at all. Like as the kids say,
They're
locals.
not as experienced as we are.
Yeah, I think there definitely can be some bad connotations with that.
Yes.
And then on the flip side, I can see how it's also a thing that he is pretty. Like I think it's you know what I mean? Like it's very difficult. And I think it would have to depend on the person.
Yeah.
Um
And the
like
tone,
where they're
the
coming
way,
from. Yeah. There's
the
a
way
lot
they
of
convey it.
context there, I think.
Because a lot of people tend to, I don't know how to say it in English, but they tend to like look at idols, male idols specifically, as perfection, or not perfection,
Mm.
but like, wow, like I think I read a meme or saw a meme last year. It was in Spanish. It was like making the rounds here in Puerto Rico. And it was something along the lines of like, the like Korean men or K-pop idols specifically are prettier than the last 5 Miss Universes in a row. And it was just like a shock attached to that statement. And I'm like, why does it make you uncomfortable that
Yeah.
a man would be more attractive than a woman?
Yeah.
And like, is it this whole image that, oh, they're Eastern Asians, therefore they must be, you know,
Yeah.
prettier than most of us, or whatever it is. And
Yeah,
I think
there's probably a
into
lot
that as well.
There's a lot probably involved in that.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot involved in that. I think with BTS specifically and how they've become so big, now there's like so many eyes.
Yeah.
I think on K-pop and idols. So I think there's just bound to be a lot of people that just didn't know what they were getting into. Like K-pop it's a stage, it's a performance, it's costumes, you know what I mean? So it's meant to be kind of like over the top. And so I don't know, I feel like maybe they don't realize that that's a part of it. Like it's makeup, it's
BTS is whiter than Taylor Swift. Yes, I saw that yesterday. I saw that yesterday actually, and they tried to make Taylor Swift look brown skinned, and it was just it was weird.
You really hate to see it.
Yes.
That's why I have so many things muted. I don't see anything on my timeline because I have so much muted.
You are not missing out on anything.
I am just over here minding my business, having fun.
Yes. Why do you like these pretty boys? They look like girls. That's another thing that I wanted to also talk about, because when it comes to how beautiful a male K-pop idol is, there's always that direct comparison to a female K-pop idol or a female presenting K-pop idol. It's like, if the woman is beautiful, the man is equally beautiful or more beautiful, like perceived that way.
Yeah.
There's a big, heavy focus on skincare, hair care, clothing. And if I'm not mistaken, in Korean culture, it's very normal or quite common to look presentable, because that is also a sign of respect for others around you. So clearly I am not Korean. I only take care of myself on very special occasions, yes. So
like today?
Like today, yes. I wanted to match your cover.
I love it.
And I keep flashing.
Wait, you have to get yours too though.
Oh, it's over there.
Promo, never waste the promo.
It's fine. But like, and this is something else completely, derailing again, but you know which group appears in this book that also appears in my book?
Oh my god. So I have yours, but like I haven't started yet because my TBR is so long, but
relatable. Monster X.
Oh my god. I love that. I love that.
Now they're in 2 books, which is what they deserve.
Are they gonna cut us a check though?
I hope so.
We're giving them free promotion.
We love them. We want the best for them. And also, guess what?
It
I
really
also
upset me. What?
I love Morgan's reaction. Look, it's a
I don't
Wonho.
I
A
don't
wild Wonho.
understand that man. He triggers my fight or flight. Like,
Really?
I either want to run or I want to beat him up. I'm not
Oh, wow.
sure which one
I'm
it
so
is.
sorry, Wonho.
Like, I love him, but it's like,
But
what
he's
do
frustrating.
you want from me?
Yes. And
You know?
that's something also because when you look at Jungkook, people, or like RM recently was in the news because he was, yes, Gabby, the one and only. I mean, you look at like RM, who's getting a little bit more muscular
Mm-hmm.
or bigger. And so there's this practice or common practice that idols are usually smaller. Male idols are
Yeah,
usually
it's been
smaller.
interesting to see the shift.
Yes. Do you think that has anything to do with how the market or the industry is more global now? Like it's more recognizable
That's
outside of.
interesting because I feel like definitely in Western culture, there's a lot more emphasis on like muscle
Yeah.
mass and beefy men, and that's what people like.
Yeah.
Um, so that's interesting. I don't know what that would even be. I mean, I'm sure someone's doing a deep dive into this research, but that's really
I
interesting.
would love to be a part of this research project.
Yeah, if it's like a an effect of being globalized or seen by more global fans. I don't know.
Correct.
I love him so much.
He's the best.
He's the best.
By the way, he is
Lives.
American, so his sense of humor, it's very relatable.
It's very West Coast.
Very familiar. Yes, yes, yes.
But he seems like a really cool guy. I just like him a lot.
And I feel like, oh, say hi to the vlog. Hello.
So who are we saying hi to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I didn't show it.
Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
So I feel like Jimin, I don't know if you've seen these like compilations of idols touching Wonho or like being impressed by him.
Oh, yes.
The Jimin sections are my favorite because Jimin looks like he's super in awe of him, but also frightened.
Yeah. It's almost like a threat.
Yes. It's like, if I stay away, I will not get hurt.
Or it's like something to conquer. Like, okay, how can I still take you down?
Yes. Oh, I feel like, yes. I mean, Lose, the new video, you know, the girl or the woman in the video, she has a weapon, she has a gun.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you could actually beat him in a fight.
Honestly, I'm going with his ankles.
Right.
He can't work out every muscle.
Yeah, it's like there has to be a limit somewhere.
He's huge. What's going on? And then he posts these pictures on Instagram. I'm minding my business. I'm scrolling my
doing your thing,
and then his ass is just out like nap time. Like, I'm sorry.
Attack. Yes, I feel like Adriana was like minding her own business as well, and she sent me a text like, "Well, here I am opening Instagram, and this pops up," and it was like a picture of him in white shorts.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing white shorts and taking pictures of it? I mean, wear the white shorts, it's fine, but why are you taking pictures of it?
It's a threat.
It's bad. It's bad. You don't see Jimin doing that. You don't see
Chuck control.
But I feel like that's what he expects us to expect from him.
But I feel like he enjoys it too.
He loves it because he
loves the attention.
He feels like, yes, he feels like he's making us happy, you know?
I mean, I want to beat him up. He's not doing anything for me except being like, okay, let's fight.
I'm gonna hit you now.
He's building muscle to fight me, and that's.
Can you imagine? Like, oh my gosh!
But I like so this is what I was talking about earlier when I said how we were gonna fit Wano in here. But like, that's like the very typical like masculine, like hyper masculine body.
Super, yeah,
like
Rambo,
like the magazine says, like he's beefy. But then, like, his personality and, like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
He's so gentle and nice. And it's, like, this kind of, like, juxtaposition of how he presents, but then how he actually, like, acts.
Yeah. And I feel
very
like
interesting.
what does it say here? Truly, what else is he going to do with all that muscle if not fight?
Exactly.
He's prepared. Like, he came prepared for the zombie apocalypse that will never happen, but apparently it will in his mind.
Someone.
But I don't know if you feel like, for example, when you look at people like Jimin and Jungkook, they are smaller, but there is this, well, when you compare them to boy bands like in the West, they were still a little bit more macho in a sense.
Okay.
But like in a very, I don't know how to say this. Because when you look at the Backstreet Boys, you look at NSYNC, you look at all of these other boy bands that came after them, it's a different kind of masculinity or presentable forms of masculinity than.
So when are we talking, BTS? Like, compared to what timeline of BTS?
Like right now. When you look at them right now, I see people swooning over them, which is completely warranted. But they swoon, or we, let me include myself, we swoon over them for different reasons than what we would swoon for or we would swoon over in the West. I feel like they're gentler, as you say, about Wonwon. They have manners.
Yeah.
They are very respectful. They are so vocal, but in like small ways about equality and about fairness.
I think what they're selling is what people are missing in Western media.
Absolutely.
Which is that feeling of like safety from people that you admire and like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to support people that you feel, even if you don't know them, but you feel like they are safe and that they're similar in thought to you.
I think that's the word, because, you know, like a lot of the Western acts, they would sing about, baby girl, I love you. You're the only one.
Exactly.
Like, yes. And then you don't feel it from them unless they're on stage.
Yeah.
Or singing. But with K-pop idols, specifically with Jimin and Jungkook, you would see that they are so respectful and like so like tunnel vision when it comes to ARMY.
It's like that parasocial relationship. I feel like they've really nailed it, essentially.
It is like mastered.
Yeah.
It is mastered. Wait, what is it? Yeah. I would too. What? You would what?
Fight?
I missed it. I totally read that.
Oh, the book about the zombie apocalypse.
Yes. Adriana, you should write it.
Someone should.
They have manners. The bar's so low out here. Okay, what I meant to say is not that just because they have manners, it's the way that they present themselves in ways that feel like you're safe around them.
Yeah.
Sometimes, for example, there are members of boy bands that I used to appreciate in the West that I would never be friends with in real life because of their political views or how they approach even my own identity, you know?
Right,
so it's just like, I don't feel safe around this person. Why would I buy their music? Why would I promote their work or talk about them or even interact with them on social media?
Exactly.
But with BTS and specifically Jimin and Jungkook, I don't feel, and V, I mean, I feel like everyone in BTS is quite kind and they have manners, as Adri says. But V, to me, see, I have like this whole thing where certain idols are like closer to my children in the sense that I feel really violent, or I get really violent if people hurt them or like try to.
I'm just gonna be like, where are you going with this violence?
Yeah, no. And it's like, for example, if someone says something terrible about Jungkook and Jin, I'm not gonna feel offended because in my head I'm like, yeah, they can handle it, they're fine. But if someone comes after Jimin and V, I'm like, I get really angry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, no, they're good people. I don't know them, but I'm like, they're good people. Stop talking about my children. And they are not my children. They can never be my children.
They're not your children.
Mama Bear comes out.
I get it. I don't know that I have that.
Yeah, I mean, you're a normal person, Morgan. You're healthy.
No, that's the thing.
You're thriving in life.
I was trying to think of who I did have that with.
Oh, really?
K-pop.
Because I know that you're a huge SM entertainment.
I probably feel the way about Taeyong from NCT. Like, I just feel like he's such a little baby.
Yeah. And his
like,
stage persona is so different.
yeah, because he's not that much younger than BTS. Like, I think he was
No,
born what 95, I think.
he's very,
And
very.
but
I
he
think yeah,
seems like such like a little. I'm just like, even though like he's the leader of like 22 members, I'm like, this is my
22
kid.
chaotics. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my kid. Like, you know what I
Do
mean?
not come after this
He needs to
person.
go to sleep. He needs to eat well.
Yes. Oh, and this is something else because their presentable stage personas are tied in a lot of ways to how they view themselves. For example, like fan signs are now virtual. So I don't know what is up with certain people who call themselves fans and they will say things that are so disrespectful to an idol as if they have the right to speak on an idol's weight or an idol's
Yeah. Do you
appearance
think it's like
or life in general.
computer, the virtual environment that makes people feel like they're in a
Everything is
position to say
speaking.
this? Yeah.
It's so annoying. And I feel like Chunglo the other day, who's a member of NCT, someone was telling him that he had puffy cheeks. And his answer was, it's okay. I usually eat twice a day. Now I'm only going to eat once a day. And that's like acceptable. It's just, I wanted to scream.
Yeah, there's just so much like body image stuff happening.
Yes.
And Taeyong.
Yay!
Taeyong. That's my kid. Yeah, there's so much like you said, like how they view themselves and the pressure to look a certain way. I mean, that's like in indie industry, but like I think because we're talking about K-pop now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so common and it's heartbreaking every single time that you see people like apologizing for
existing
their life. Yes, having a life. Or like, oh, this idol is smoking. Oh, this idol, it's like cigarettes, people.
Yeah.
They're smoking cigarettes.
Yeah. Or like the dating things are very, oh yeah, it's the ownership, yeah, that people feel.
Yep.
And like entitlement.
Yes. So entitled. If Jungkook, for example, how do you think the world will react if Jungkook has a partner, a romantic partner?
I'm getting on the internet actually. I don't even want to see
that day is like
the reaction.
I don't have internet today.
Strange how people feel like they're so intertwined with these. I think that's the downside to it. So like the upside to the parasocial relationship is the marketing and the relationship with fans, and you're almost like buying into a friendship or a closeness, an intimacy with these idols. But the downside is now you feel like you have a piece of them, or you own some of them, or because you've paid money, like your opinion actually matters in this situation. And it's like,
exactly.
I'm sorry to tell you, it does not.
And I feel like a lot of people attach themselves to idols specifically because their mental health is closely tied to what they produce. Certain albums or certain songs, a specific video even will, or something, a line, a throwaway line that someone said in an interview will be so important to certain fans that they will just take it to other levels. And sometimes those levels are quite dangerous and disrespectful. And just know, you should not equate what you feel is what they should do with their lives with what they actually should do with their lives. Yeah.
I think that's what we were saying. Do you follow Stitch?
Oh, I do not.
Oh my God, what is their? Why am I blanking on their at right now? Stitchomancery? I've never actually had to say it out loud. You know when you just see people on Twitter? But
you're
they do a lot of not my ring light attacking me. They do.
We did promise chaos.
they do a column in Teen Vogue about fandom.
Interesting.
And so they've talked about like the relationships, the toxic part of relationships people have with idols and different people in fandom, and like now they have like a harassment going on because these fans feel so tied to people that they see. Stitch, I'm giving you a free promo. You're welcome.
Yes. We owe you everything, Stitch.
Yeah, like people feel so tied to these people that it's like now it's a personality trait, and now you have to like harass and attack other people because of it. It's like, you know, you don't know them.
at all, really.
Did anyone tell you that you don't know them? I'll do it if no one broke the news to you.
Let me just inform you right now. Yes, I mean, I feel like, for example, when we look at, and we're going to talk about like our favorite eras of each, like of Jungkook and Jimin, because this is something that I struggle with choosing and like settling on one answer. Because in terms of the music, Love Yourself Tear is my favorite album, but like in terms of appearance, like their looks, I'm all over the place. I'm like, I don't know how to choose. Ooh, there are actors and idols who are just like, yeah, I have a whole wife and child that I had to hide because
like Chen from EXO,
an absolute icon.
Legendary behavior.
Legendary.
Like,
he literally said, well,
I'm
by the
getting
way,
married, I'm getting a baby. Now I'm going to the military. Bye.
Bye. Oh, by the way, here's a song and another song. I don't care. Oh, okay. Thank you. I am going to find them now.
Yeah, definitely follow Stitch because they do a lot of like deep dive into like fandom. Like I think their specific thing is like anti-blackness in fandom.
Oh, amazing.
Always, especially in K-pop, is something that's fascinating to unravel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Stitch.
And I feel like in terms of that very problem that that specific industry has had throughout the entire history of their like lives, it's like, how do you, and I feel like there was like a lot of discourse about this last year with Super M specifically, because I feel like a member was partially hidden in a limo inside.
Oh, the Kai and
I can't remember who it was.
Oh no, someone said it about Lucas. I think it was Mark and Vacuum said it about Lucas. He was like shadowed in the car.
Right.
Like, oh, you're blending in, and
yes,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and they sometimes you stand someone and you, or I say stand, but you appreciate someone's talent and therefore you think that they're a great person just because they sing and dance well. But they're people at the end of the day, and if they mess up, you have to call them out. But the problem is that when you call them out, you're the bad person.
Yeah, I think accountability is a serious problem in fandom.
Yes, and
I love dragging my faves. Like,
oh, of course,
to act right. I'm giving you money, and I want you to act right.
It's embarrassing.
We're on this journey together.
Yes, and you know, it's something that they also admit, and they know that when they mess up. For example, right now we have a lot of idols who are stepping down from their commitments because of certain things that are coming out in the news. Some true, some alleged. But I'm just like, this is just. And speaking of Wonho specifically, we all know his story, and that is just
wild.
Yes,
that was wild.
That was very wild and very sad to watch.
I'm still sad about it.
I'm devastated about it.
I still can't believe he left the group, or that was just so much.
Yes.
That was a rough, it happened so quickly, I feel like.
This is an excellent point that Lizzie brings up, because that word, infantilize. Yeah. I mean, as we say, Jimin and V are my kids, Taeyong is your child, but they're adults. I know that they're adults. I just feel like, and I'm not going to baby them to their face.
And they have the capacity to learn these things the same way that we do.
Yeah, like there's nothing about this that is impossible for them to achieve. He is thriving. We love a thriving person.
Love it.
Love it. But you know, it could have been different.
Yeah, everything could have been different. I wish it was, but I'm also glad that he's not in that position. That
he was awarded this. Well, he wasn't awarded. He fought very hard to be where he is right now. But if this were to happen. Let's say, like BTS, I don't think has had a huge scandal hit them.
The thing is, I feel like they could have, but because the fandom is so big and because it's very difficult for things to get traction almost unless people actually choose to give their attention to it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like Hobie, when he did his the chicken noodle soup song, like and the twist, like when he did when they're during the mic drop era and he had like the braid hat, like these are things that with a smaller group I feel like could have been bigger, but because BTS is so big, people are like, if you know what I mean, if the whole it's very difficult how things get buried, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or people are like, oh, we don't want to affect their reputation, or it's just weird. Like, it's okay to say someone did something wrong.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with saying someone did something wrong.
Like, he's been sleeping on the couch for 2 years, but we're still here.
Correct.
I mean,
I still love you, but
like,
you know, you're imperfect, and we should talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had an actual romantic partner, we would say, hey, this bothers me. Hey, this makes me uncomfortable. And I'm not saying an idol is your, like, the equivalent of your romantic partner, but if you care about someone, truly care about someone, you want them to better themselves. You don't want them to continue in this rut that doesn't help them grow.
Exactly.
Or helps you feel good about the relationship.
Yeah. I totally agree. I don't get it. I don't get the inclination to not want to do that.
I feel like there's just a lot of idealism tied to an idol, and they are who they are. They have their private lives. We think we know, but we don't really. I feel like that's a catchphrase. You think you know, but you have no idea. Oh, that's from MTV. What was the name of that show? True Diary?
I don't know. Oh, you think you know, but you have no idea. Oh my God.
Yes, it's like True Diary. I don't know why that
unlocked
just came to me.
Memory.
Yes, it's like, Amparo, you are in your 30s. Yes, indeed. I used to watch that show so much. Yes.
What? Okay.
Imagine a True Diary with BTS. I mean, that's another thing. They've had their documentaries, but the real world. The real world.
Is that what it's from?
Yes, the real. Well, maybe both. MTV likes to recycle, so
this is very true.
Not sure. But I didn't read this. I'm sorry. I know after Yoongi used that sample on D2 last year. Yes.
Yeah. The Jim Jones. That was very weird.
Yeah, that was an interesting. I say interesting, but what I mean is just like questionable.
Yeah, like, and I think they were saying like they didn't know who it was from. Like, when you're an artist, you don't just use a sound and you have no idea the source of it. Like, that's no longer an acceptable excuse.
I feel like they were trying to save face, and it backfired.
Instead of just admitting that you did something wrong and saying we'll fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix it. It's fine. And I mean, this is a completely different group as well. But 80s, they had their previous comeback. Their leader Honjun had, I believe, locks in one of the photos, like the comeback photos.
It's and like every day.
Yeah. It's like, wait, was it locks? I don't remember right now.
Really 80s. I don't know.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite groups, but that was super disappointing. And I remember that what they did, instead of like removing the pictures, they just cut off most of his head.
No.
So you could not see because they were tied. And I'm like,
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. And they were one of the few groups. I think there was like only 3 groups: BTS, Monster X, and 80s. And I think there was a rock group that like supported vocally, verbally, like publicly supported Black Lives Matter. And then to do that, a couple of months, you are not where you're supposed to be right now.
There's a gap here.
Yes, I have questions. What is happening?
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
And sometimes you feel like the artist has agency. They're like, I am an adult. I don't want this to be on my head. Or I don't want to wear a shirt that says something. Because I remember Jimin had something similar happen when I believe it was a shirt that references Japan.
Yeah.
And it was a huge deal to a lot of people, as it should be. But it was just like, sometimes they know what they're doing and they don't care. And we should be completely free to feel however we feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not in the wrong for telling these people, what are you doing?
And there's like that anti-label, or like, it's just so weird.
Yes. I don't like when people try to defend, I don't want to wear short. Honestly, right now, it's the only way to live.
Oh my God.
I don't know about you, but I love shorts. More idols should wear more shorts.
Honestly,
Except Wonho, not Wonho. No. He is
no.
forbidden. We do not like shorts on that man.
Anyone but him.
Anyone but him, specifically because of the butt. Yes, thank you.
He's stressing me.
He's like, well, did you think you did not like me? Because guess again.
What's going on? What's happening? I'm scared.
Yes, I mean, my mother, I'm sorry to drag my mother into this, but I must, bring her into this. Her ultimates right now are Wonho and Kai. So I'm like,
how did she go from
like one extreme to the next?
Yeah.
Her first love was RM. And I feel like that's like her love, RM. But cancel jeans.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, let's just stick with shorts. It helps everyone. It helps the environment. I don't know how, but it helps the environment.
It's cold now.
It is?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. this disbelief that
yes.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's not that cold here.
Okay,
I live in the tropics.
That's what I'm like, wait a minute. We don't have the same weather.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's
Those
cold.
are two very different people. Correct. I mean, I know, right? How do you like Kai and Wonho? But, I mean, why wouldn't you like Kai and Wonho?
I love Kai.
Yeah.
But
super weird, but yeah.
I still don't know where he got that bejeweled do-rag he had on in the video. Not because he shouldn't have it, but because I should.
Correct.
I deserve that.
There's actually a YouTuber, I don't know if you know their channel, but it's Rafi.
I don't think so.
And I believe that during the reaction video to Kai's which, by the way, love singing that chorus in public, does not sound weird at all. I'm like, and everyone's like, oh, ma'am, you need to stop. I'm like, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm in the Caribbean. We don't do cold. Oh, look at that.
Well,
where are you writing to us from? Yes. I'm
on the East Coast, okay? It's cold.
It's very cold.
It's like 30 degrees here today.
Oh, no. That to me is freezing.
It is. It's cold. So
no. I mean, I've been to Nevada, and I was like, this is cold. And it was like 45.
Nevada?
Yes. I mean, I've been to different states, but I'm like that for some reason I was with a jacket on and gloves in 45-degree weather.
Man.
I know.
Man.
I'm revealing my true nature here. I would never make it. I've been to the highest point that I've been to in the world. I believe it was Norway, but was it Norway? I believe so. I can't remember. I was very young. But yes, it was just like, it's very cold here. I don't want to live here. It was like minus something.
I prefer the cold to the heat.
Oh, you know what? I think I'm getting to that point in my life.
See?
I am getting to that point.
I don't like her.
Oh my gosh. I don't like you. We don't know each other. I visited New York in December 2019. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with because you can't breathe.
Yeah.
I was not prepared.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough.
It's a lot. But I feel like, do you have any intentions or plans in the long, like distant future to ever visit Korea, for example? Is that something that you would like to do?
No.
No. Expensive.
Shout out to everyone who's there. Hope y'all have a lovely time.
Yes.
But my black ass isn't going. No.
Yeah, it's like, it's too much.
That's too much. No. I'll be mad every day. No.
That's true. I mean, I feel like it's a lot to take in. Because
being a black K-pop fan is a struggle every day. It's like I have to put on my war gear every day and go to the front lines. Like, it's rough out here.
Yeah. I mean, if at least the artists that you like and that you listen to and that you support had your back a little bit more, that would be better for all of us.
You wake up and you just never know. I
wonder what the world will give us today.
Yeah. And it's like, okay.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like a lot of people, for some reason, if I say that for example, I'm Latina, like people don't think that I'm Latina. I'm like, why not? Do I look American to you?
What? I'm confused.
So weird.
What did
Right?
I think?
I'm
Exactly.
fine living vicariously through people's lives.
Exactly.
So that's a good point.
Do
Yes,
you want to go?
I do, but it's because I feel like I owe it to myself, not to anyone in the industry. But I feel like I owe it to myself just because I love their food and I would like to try more authentic cuisine.
Mhm.
And I am learning the language because I used to speak Italian, but I kind of like lost it. My first language is Spanish, and English to me feels like not important anymore. It's like, yeah, we mastered that. That's fine. I'm like, I mastered. I'm the 1% in Puerto Rico. But like, it's just something that, yes, truly. And I'm like, we tend to pretend that we speak English here, that we're bilingual, but we're not. But yeah, it's definitely something that I would like to master eventually. And I've never been to Italy. I've never been to, what's another country that I would, Greece. Never been to Greece, and I've never been to South Korea. And those are languages and cultures and food that I would like to like experience firsthand there.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay, I would go for the food.
Literally, I will plan trips just to eat, Morgan.
I'm coming now. Okay, I changed my mind.
Like, my last trip was to Atlanta because I just wanted to eat a lot.
Oh my gosh. Remember traveling? I miss her.
Remember traveling? Oh my gosh. Some idols do travel, which is mind-boggling. Like, people are traveling and I'm like, oh my gosh, you live dangerously. I love that.
Yeah, I cannot imagine it.
Yes.
One day.
I feel like one day in the next 5 years, I think we'll be. And that's interesting. Like, by the way, I've spent this entire hour like talking to you, and I have not told the chat to like drop any questions that they might have.
Oh my gosh, yes. I feel like you know though.
Yes, if you have any questions about Honey Girl or
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes, we're great at marketing. We're great at marketing.
If you have any questions about the book, feel free. But more importantly, if you have any K-pop questions,
we're very happy to help. Blackout BTS tagged the other day to give some love to fellow Black BTS fans posting their selfies and came upon some racist posts. This is so common. Like, a lot of people tend to praise K-pop fans when it comes to how they drown out. Yes.
It drives me nuts.
Yes. They like, oh wow, K-pop fans are saving the world because, you know.
Like,
I mean, they kind of just are trolling. Like, what they're doing is trolling. But
then when you look at like the day-to-day that fans deal with, it's like, it's not fun.
Exactly.
It's not fun.
From the actual perspective of an idol, I mean, I feel like there are compilations that like, oh, idols reacting to people who are not white. And I'm like,
okay,
why is this necessary? Like,
weird.
It's this, yes, there's a lot of fetishizing. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Fetishizing. And like from both ends, Westerners who fetishize them, and they also fetishize specifically Black culture. And it's just like, I don't understand why this keeps happening. And whenever...
I joke like Black people and Korean people have joint custody of K-pop. Like, we're both here.
To me, like, only Black people have custody of K-pop.
We're
honest with you.
Yes. Like literally the CEO of SM says like he drew so much on like Motown and like Black culture. Like, they know this. It's not like an accident. It's purposeful off Black culture. They have Black writers that write the songs. They do Black dances. They wear clothes that have been popularized by Black people. Like, so they know. It's not a secret. So I say that we have joint custody of K-pop. Like, y'all can't tell me to leave, okay? This is half mine.
Exactly. But I feel like it's all yours, honestly, and they're just like trying to make it something like...
I'm willing to share.
Yes, especially with attractive people. We have to allow attractive people, you know, the chance to impress us.
Yes. But it's funny though, like when you listen to music and you're like, who wrote this? And then you look and it's like a Black writer.
Yes. I mean, I do think that SM, specifically
they
SM,
employ
does it so
many.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
They
have them
do
on
the right.
payroll.
Yes. And you can tell, like, when you're listening to certain songs, you're like, this is clearly R&B, this is not
Yeah,
pop. Or
yeah,
this is very much similar to a soul song, not like, I love you, girl, you're the only one. Like,
yeah.
Backstreet Boys type of song. I love the Backstreet Boys back in the day.
Wait, ring light is trying to kill me. Oh my god.
We promised chaos, we are delivering.
Oh my god. Okay. But no, yeah. Yeah, like when like BTS did the what was the reality show they did in the beginning?
Oh, the challenge that they were in California.
Yeah, I've never watched it because I don't need to suffer and watch it. But you know
It's
what I mean? Like,
yeah, they were kidnapped by a man named Tony.
child.
I mean, he didn't kidnap them, but like 3 people who were very tall, like that they didn't know, like kidnapped them and took them to a secret place. And then they realized that they were going to school to be correctly portraying these hip hop rappers, or in the case of the vocalists,
in my opinion, they should have failed. They didn't graduate that. They didn't graduate.
Yes, absolutely not. And I feel like they were so like, because something I've noticed as well is that they try to be cool. Like when they see someone that is not Korean, it doesn't matter where they're from. If someone is not Korean, sometimes they will react in ways that they think is really respectful and kind, but it shows their ignorance.
Yeah, which is funny because also I think they don't even realize how entrenched they are in their consumption. Because like it's funny how Namjoon always says like he learned English from friends. But it's like, sir,
that's not entirely accurate.
We can hear you, and you didn't learn that from friends. That was like being single. Like, it's okay, we know.
Yes, especially like his mixtape stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like, sir, you did not learn.
Is very, very influenced by like Black American sound, like English.
He says like, well, not anymore, but he used to say a lot like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. And I'm like, I don't remember Ross saying that.
Right. Chandler didn't say that.
Chandler would not even know what anyone is saying.
I'm just ready for him to give up the lie. Like, I just want to know. Okay, so I cannot with this evil ring light right now. Okay, all right. Okay, so your top 5 K-pop groups.
Oh yes, top 5 K-pop groups. So mine are Monsta X, BTS, GOT7, Pentagon, and ATEEZ.
God, how did you just know? Okay,
because I just live this life every day.
I would say mine, NCT.
Yes,
in all of its iterations.
All of them.
I'm not breaking them down. BTS. Tomorrow by Together Now.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have to talk about Yeonjun. I did not forget.
Yes.
I did not forget.
They're on that now. EXO.
Oh yes, of course.
And
of course.
SHINee.
Oh, you look. Yeah, you're really SM. Yeah. Really
they had me by the neck.
I mean, their music is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Have you ever seen any K-pop groups in concerts?
I've seen BTS 5 times.
Oh my god, you live the life I want.
No, their concerts are incredible, like next level. Like
I've only seen them once, and it was when Idol came out.
Oh yeah,
first iteration of the Love Yourself tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Idol played like the dun dun dun, and I was like, like screaming my entire head off.
It was so good. Ugh.
Yes, I've seen BTS, Monsta X, Pentagon, and GOT7 in concert.
Wow.
Yeah, so like the only ones that I have not seen are ATEEZ, and I was supposed to see them last year.
Oh my god. No, I've only seen BTS. Super M came in the area in 2019, but not close enough for me to be like, I should drive there. But now I regret it because I love Super M.
I love Super
put them on my list. But they were in all the other groups.
I mean, I love so many people. Like saying a top 5, you should not think, oh, then she doesn't love anyone else. No, I'm extremely promiscuous when it comes to K-pop. Like, I do not value just one partnership here. I value all. I love all. This is more of a commune, people. American Hustle.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then the name of the
I'm
the
never gonna
show.
watch it, and I don't want to know anything about it.
So bad. All right, flashbacks to when Taeyang was like, "Yo, what's up?" to Coolio. Yes, exactly. That.
Are you embarrassed?
And Coolio was just not having it. He was just like, "Do not speak to me."
It's so embarrassing, child.
This replays.
It really is.
Yeah, it's really going after.
Like, oh
Morgan.
my
Ooh, what's your top 5 BTS songs? This is tough.
You go first.
Okay, so thank you so much. I feel so honored. So I have to like say, I love Butterfly for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a like it makes me feel sad, and I love it. So anything that makes me feel sad is gonna be like my favorite. Butterfly, Fake Love. I think that House of Cards.
Okay.
House of Cards. Oof. Mic Drop always has like a special place in my heart for some reason.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes, and I would say the 5th and final one. Which one would it be? Oh, I think Silver Spoon.
Great one.
Yeah. That's the one I like play the most, actually.
I love the choreo.
Yes, so random.
I love it.
What are your top 5?
Mine would be Paradise. These are in no particular order. But Paradise, Outro, Her.
Oh yes, so sweet.
House of Cards.
Yay! I don't know why I just did that like a child. Yay! Like little fist.
DNA.
Oh really?
Yeah, I love DNA. And
Soulmate Story, True Love. The Mars Rover. Like DNA and the Mars Rover.
Yeah, see?
Like DNA and Honey Girl go like together.
Yeah. And my last one would be
For Sure.
so weak. Maybe Tomorrow.
Oh, so nostalgic. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the vocals are just so like
I love it.
Oh my gosh, so sad. So, oh yes, Shiny, another Shiny fan. Showels, I believe is their name. I love Taemin. I feel like Taemin owns the entire industry.
Taemin is K-pop.
Correct.
Like,
I will never accept anyone saying otherwise.
Taemin is it. He is the it boy of K-pop.
Forever. We should do like a separate episode on just like the SM side. Because we have the thoughts.
Okay, we could do like
we have mental thoughts, and we are the thoughts as well.
No, we could do a whole thing. But
Oh
no,
my gosh,
it's so good, and I love that when Shiny went to enlistment, they just gave him Super M like has to do here. That's other hands.
Yes. So TXT and Shiny are just
TXT. Literally, I listened to. I had heard their like first few songs when they first debuted, and I was like, okay, whatever, bye.
Yeah, they're too poppy.
Yeah, but then like literally like the night before last, I was just like, let me just watch this Blue Hour video. And when I tell you I cried,
Your life changed.
I cried watching it.
Wow.
Like seeing Yeonjun, like the pink hair, the pink crop top. Like I was just like
an entire vision.
That's my best friend.
An entire movement in a single human being.
That's history.
History was made this day. When they filmed that video, it was a momentous occasion.
That, also him in the We Lost the Summer video with the gender coat, and he like throws it off.
Yeah.
They did that for me. They did that for me.
They really looked out for you, yes.
Wow.
We're together as SM fans. Yes.
It is suffering.
Thoughts on Shiny's new album, though? Have you heard it yet?
It's growing on me. I feel like it's a grower. I didn't immediately love it. Like when I heard like One of One, I was like, this is it.
Okay.
But like this new album, I'm like, okay, Don't Call Me has taken like a few tries to get into it.
Same. Yeah. And I saw the video and heard the song at the same time. I tend to do that with K-pop nowadays, but like a couple of years ago, I would actually just listen to the entire album and then I would watch the video.
Okay.
But nowadays, it's like, no. I'm sitting down and I'm experiencing both at the same time.
Right.
And I had a moment with Don't Call Me because I did not like the song and I did not understand the video.
I was like, I don't understand the video.
What's happening? But now I'm like, don't call me, like to my dogs.
But yeah, it's catchy, but I don't understand the concept. What is it about?
And they're like soldiers, but they're like cowboys. Yeah, there's a lot happening.
It was just
he is, phenomenal as usual, but
it was a lot. It was a lot.
What? Yes. Do you like? Oh,
love it. Rap line is my favorite aspect of BTS.
I think that they are truly the best part of. I mean, I stand two vocalists, or my favorites are two vocalists in the group, but the rap line is...
They're just so good.
Yes, they do so much more than just rap, and their actual talent is undeniable.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Blue Hour gives me serotonin boost.
Yes. You can't be sad. You can't.
At all. Like, my favorite TXT song is actually Runaway. In both Korean and Japanese, yes. Oh. The Japanese video is my favorite version.
I saw the Japanese video.
Oh, it's super cute. Like,
I have to watch it.
Excessively cute.
I like the Can't You See Me. It's turning into my favorite.
I will sing that song every day of my life, and sometimes ironically.
Yeah, I was like, my friends don't understand me anymore.
Yes, my friends don't understand me, no. And I'm like talking to myself.
And this is
yes, Gender is truly legendary.
Yes.
Our era letting
Nuna. Like that's history, baby.
It is, because it's a public affirmation that there is just no.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I see that you're clearly masculine. Then now you are my hyung or whatever.
You're my dog. Okay. I shut the door.
I'm telling you, dogs stand K-pop as well. Like, we cannot stop them.
But yes, like even though it's like a running joke or whatever, like the fact that he's just like, whatever, you can call me that. Like, it just feels so nice.
It's a great departure from like people having these moments. For example, in Western media, you have like the gay scare stuff, like over and over again. The jokes that are like, oh no, this man wants to kiss me. That's stupid crap.
Yeah.
And I want to say the S word, but I don't know if we have minors around. But it's just like I don't like how sometimes things are funny to this part of the world and they're just completely ridiculous in other parts of the world, not just Korea, because there are some things in Korea that are problematic as in everywhere.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is something that is quite comforting. Like it comforts me.
I love it. Like I love them. Immediately I imprinted. Those are my kids now.
Have you seen the Puma video?
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you. Yesterday I went through every
TXT time.
I listened to every single song on Spotify.
Amazing.
I think I watched all the Korean music videos.
Right. They tend to be longer, the Korean ones.
Yeah. My brain is full of TXT.
So much TXT. My TXT bias is actually Bomgyu because I feel like
he's
so like, yes. I'm like, oh, like I don't have a single emotion or not emotion, but like a sexual feeling for him or anything at all. I'm like, I want you to be happy. I want you to be safe. I want you to have a great life,
I love it.
It's like, I see him and I'm like, oh, please be happy.
Yeah.
But Yeongjun, I'm like, this is a problem.
He's, as they say, the 4th gen it boy. And they're right. They're right.
Completely correct. And that Puma video was a situation when I first saw it.
There was a lot happening. They were chained to the wall. There was leather.
Falling.
Like, what's going on?
Jumping and not jumping, like lunging literally like on the prowl type of. I'm like, whoa.
I'm threatened.
I'm gonna hit you too, because this is not the only person who is trying to get hit in the face.
Why? Why?
Man, like that arrived yesterday, and I was like, I know what this is. I still wasn't prepared to open
It's a
that.
lot.
It's a
I
lot.
thought it was fake when I saw the picture. I'm like, there's just no.
Yes, me too. Actually, I thought it was a fan edit.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's
but he's
massive.
such a baby. Like he's so cute and nice.
And where do you like usually find people who are so intimidating physically, but
yeah,
are
exactly.
sweet, like kind people? Youngjun Gender talking about Puma saying he modeled his Puma after Catwoman. I am not surprised at all. Versus Taehyung being like, I looked at real Pumas. I love it. Yes, iconic indeed. Like these people are just coming.
That was me passing away.
Yeah. Morgan is now deceased, everyone. I am so sorry that you had to witness
I've passed away. I never wanted to know that. Wow.
You've just ruined Morgan's life.
Wow, after Catwoman.
I mean, it makes sense. Like everything that happens in that video is reminiscent.
Wow.
And there's actually another idol. Her name is Sunmi. I don't know if you know about Sunmi. Well, did you see the tail video?
I know her, but I don't know her music that well.
Well, she is like Catwomaning that entire video. And I'm like, she literally goes through everything that Michelle Pfeiffer goes through in Batman Returns. Like literally she gets thrown out of a window and cats bite her and she comes back and she's the scorned woman trying to, get revenge and such.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to watch that one.
Love her all the time. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm like, but it's also so interesting that like their BTS's baby brothers essentially like do this because BTS has never done something as Puma-ish as Puma.
Yeah, they have a very different style and concept.
I mean, Blood, Sweat, and Tears is like
the closest I could see. Yeah,
and some would say that Black Swan is also quite sexy. I think
I can see it, but I definitely think Blood, Sweat, and Tears is like the
shoulder. Jimin is like, hey, I have a shoulder.
It fell over. Okay.
That's like the Jimin thing. By the way, he is like, there's, like right on top of your head. He's like, what is a jacket? Or not a jacket, a sweater. What is a sweater?
I love it.
Yes. So I feel like whatever is coming next, whether it's Jungkook's mixtape or like an actual album, I feel like Jimin posted something like a couple of days ago where the hair is completely different now. So
I'm excited.
Something.
I would love a Jungkook mixtape, but also, how is it going to sound? What are the influences here?
Yeah.
What kind of music am I getting? I want like a little guide beforehand so I know what to expect. Because when you talk about like his favorite musicians, one is smaller. It was like Charlie Puth, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that.
Right. I despise Charlie Puth as a person.
Yeah.
And his like music is just not interesting to me.
Right. So if that's what we're getting, let me know first.
Yes. It's like, I think it was you who was like, Shawn Mendes like keeps popping up on my timeline. We're mad about it.
Against my will.
Exactly. Against your will. That is so hilarious
because a white man away from me.
I love like my brother and myself. Like we compare Charlie Puth to Shawn Mendes often because my brother is like resisting both of them, and I can listen to Shawn's older stuff, cannot listen to him anymore.
Yes.
I'm like, you know what? Like they're both crybabies in the sense that they're like complaining about a woman who has scorned them somehow.
Yeah, and then Shawn Mendes has the extra thing of every week he comes out as straight, and it's like,
it's the
so boring
of it all. Yeah, it's like, why do you care so much?
Is your masculinity? I talk about being gay, like it's weird.
That's a red flag to me personally, as someone with a bachelor's degree in psychology. But at the same time, you don't need a bachelor's degree in psychology to understand that, sir, you are very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to tell us something?
Yeah, talk to someone, but we don't want to hear it anymore.
Exactly. Don't you have a girlfriend that you probably don't love? Like, come on. Like Jimin and the sorry, Camila. Jimin and the shoulder accidents. I mean, are they accidents? I mean, come on, Jimin. You know what you're doing, sir. Yes. I love that though. And I feel like there are so many things to look forward to, not just from BTS, but like as you have noted, SM Entertainment is just
back.
I hate him. I hate him so
he's coming back at the end of this month.
Yes. Let me clarify. I love him. I'm obsessed with him, but I hate him because I was not supposed to love him.
I love his music so much. Like every time I'm surprised by how good it is.
He's so annoying. Like my favorite member of EXO is Jimin. He's my bias. But like why?
Listen, I only got into EXO recently and there was only like 5 of them. Like it's a struggle figuring out who was in EXO.
Jimin is like, he looks like a Korean Volturi. He literally looks like a vampire.
What's his name?
Oh, that's his stage name actually.
Who the hell is that?
Xiumin.
He's like in the group now?
Yes, he came back from the military like a month ago.
Who the hell?
I love that she's like, Google Xiumin.
Oh. Wait, I thought oh, they call him Minsuk.
That's his real name, yeah.
Okay, I knew his real name, but not his name.
Minsuk is my man.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's
so he wasn't there when I got into them during the Obsession era.
Exactly. Oh my god, let's not talk about this video right now because thinking about Suho in that video.
Yes, the red. I loved it. That was such a good video.
And the abs. I'm like, why are the abs like that?
Kai had like his crop top. Oh, it was great.
I love Minsuk is his real name. Yes.
See, I was struggling. I was like, who the hell?
I will always say both names from now on. Did you know that Jimin and Jimin? Jungkook and Jungkook?
Listen, I was struggling. EXO has so many people and then some left. I'm like, I can't keep up.
Yes. I feel like, good thing you didn't get into them when all 12 were there.
Like,
Miss Lay.
That's a lot of people. That's like, I try to keep up with all the people in 17, but it really feels like there's 17 people in that group. I can't.
Well, I mean, there were 17 members, but like,
I'm sorry?
4 of them left because they were just not debuting. It was a really stressful time. That story is really fascinating to me. Like the 17 story is so sad.
I didn't know that. I thought
devastating actually. Yeah.
I didn't know this.
They like carried their company through all of it. Like they are.
What was that? Pledis?
Yes. Which is now like a big hit label.
Big hit. Yeah.
Which I think is just like people are so elitist about it. They're like, no, they're not a big hit artist. They're from big hit labels. Big hit is BTS. No, big hit is BTS, TXT, and then Hypen, and that's it. And I'm like,
if you say so.
Okay, don't be so weird.
That's not in my paycheck. I don't care.
Exactly. Do you know all 23 NCT members? Of course.
Yes. Well,
I mean,
I don't know all the Dreamies because that's none of my business. That's none of my business.
Why not?
Like 12. I don't have time.
You're very young, yes.
Actually,
forgetting Renjun, like his name. Whenever I saw him, I was like, that guy from Dream. But I
don't know the Dreamies. Especially now they added 2 more. Like, why are you here?
Yeah, Shotaro.
Yeah, I don't know the other one.
Oh my god, the actual Korean one. I forgot. It was something Hyun. Something Hyun.
I really don't know. I like the Dreamies, but it's none of my business.
They're like classic K-pop to me. Like they're very poppy sounding. Like
I like this. Like I like Go. I like Boom. Like they have good songs.
Boom is great.
They have great songs, but I just don't need to know them. Like, it's none of my business.
It's not that deep.
I don't have nothing there for me.
7 is enough. 23 is a lot. I know.
It's a lot.
But we do what we do.
We know like the subunits and stuff. Like why? Why did SM put us through this?
It's a trial. It's a patience trial. I feel like we're, like the Greek gods are testing us.
Like anyone that's
supposed to be like Hercules.
Yeah, anyone that's new to NCT, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry that
It's a bad time. It's a bad time to be a fan.
It's rough.
And people who are like, for example, like my father or someone who's like, everyone is BTS. If he sees Korean people on the television, he's like, oh, BTS. And I'm like, no, that's a girl group. I don't know. Like, that's actually Blackpink, you know?
Oh gosh.
It's like, oh, look at BTS. I didn't know they had girl members. I'm like, what? Sunghan, yes. Thank you so much for providing. Sungchan.
But see, none of my business. I'm immediately purging this information.
Shotaro and Sungchan are not dreamies, they're you.
I don't believe you. They're dreamies. Their age. Doesn't their age automatically put them in dreamies?
They're so small.
Is not a fixed unit, okay? If we're gonna get into it. Morgan
has feelings about this.
They're not just NCTU because it's a rotating group.
Correct. I mean, yes, I think so. But like my favorite like artist, SM artist in general, is 10.
I adore 10. He's probably my favorite too.
I mean, like, how is he a real person?
I feel like he's Taemin's protege.
Correct.
You get that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, there's no doubt in my mind.
He has a very similar trajectory in like talent and moves. I believe you, Gabby.
Gabby, you were not believed.
I don't believe it. I refuse. Yeah, no. 10, like, he could definitely be like a solo artist and be really successful. God.
And he did a stage with Shonu a couple of weeks ago. Or months ago.
I saw.
Like, first of all, I did not know that Shonu was that tall.
And I didn't know that they even knew each other existed.
Yes.
That was a crossover I'd never imagined.
Oh my lord. Like, I lost all of my chill when I saw that stage because I was like, I did not know that I could have these types of emotions.
Exactly.
Watching people dancing. Like,
show me. Speaking of like safe.
Oh gosh. That is
it's just okay. No,
I love Kun.
Let's fight because he didn't even have Kun in like a real unit. He was just like there.
Oh my god, purgatory. That's sad, Gabby.
He was just like there, and then like it was like NCT 2018, and then Kun was just like the one person that didn't have like wasn't in any song except Black on Black, which doesn't actually exist.
Yeah. Which is actually, it's sad. It's a tragedy.
They were trying to be 17's, what's the 17 song that's like that?
Black on Black? Similar to Black on Black?
Yes. Oh my god. It came out at the end of 2019.
Fear?
No.
No?
And they're like in black and, oh my god, what is that song? Y'all know the song.
Y'all know. But I think Fear was the one that they were like promoting heavily throughout 2019. But
no. I'm looking. I'm on YouTube right now.
No. Oh.
What is the damn song? Getting Closer.
Oh, Getting Closer.
That it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
But like better. Getting Closer is better. So
yes, I love Hoshi. He's like my 17 bias, and he's like what Jimin is to a lot of people, that they see him and he's like their ray of sunshine, or Hoshi to me is like that. Like he's so
cute.
If I ever saw him in like concert, I would immediately burst into tears just because I was so happy. Yeah, like I don't know why I taught my mental health to these people. They don't know me. Well, you see, unfortunately, SM is in charge, so it's a bit confusing.
Like, I'm really stressed with this.
Yeah. Like, why?
How can they be an NCTU? It's not like this is going to stress me.
We could literally just like try and figure out like the whole NCT situation, and it still would not make sense.
You know what bothered me though? When they did the Make-A-Wish single and Shotaro was in the video, and I was just like, he's too comfortable. Like, you just love here, sir.
I loved him though, because
like, we don't know you. He was acting really familiar with me, and I was like, I don't even know you like that. Like,
I just met you, sir. I just met you.
No new friends. Like this is getting a little close.
But I don't know if you noticed his voice is like so deep.
It is really deep.
I was so shocked. Like when he starts rapping, because he's a rapper,
Yeah.
I was like, what is this voice?
Yeah. I feel like they just like plucked him off TikTok and they were like, yes.
Yes. Japan's TikTok.
Gabby, what? This is bringing information to me. I'm stressing.
Yes. Gabby is super into all of NCT as well. So
I'm really stressed. I did not know this. And this is gonna keep me up tonight.
yes. Now we're gonna have like sleepless nights.
Yes, about NCT and their weird subunits.
As if we needed more stress from these people.
Right. Exactly.
This was amazing. Like I feel like we should have some more live streams that are like more concentrated on like the SM side, or we can have like a full Monster X show.
We can just do whatever we want.
It's our world.
We can do whatever.
I love this. This is my favorite thing to talk about. Truly, I mean, aside from writing and books, nothing professional in talking about books. I'm sorry, in talking about K-pop, but books that feature K-pop and that are excellent regardless.
I went through so many K-pop groups when I like Monsta X was. I had like Hosek first because I think it was Blue Side was what they were listening to in that scene first, and then it went to like just BTS in general. And I was like, no. I was like mad at them like that month I was revising, so I was like, no, they're out. And then I started about Monsta X, so I was listening to them like on repeat.
I love that.
They won.
Yeah, they won. I mean, I feel like we're the only two people who have written Monsta X into published works of fiction.
I love that.
I love that for us.
And where's the recognition?
We don't know. I mean, I did manage to have some Mombebe like tell me, "Oh, I'm gonna read your book because it has Monsta X."
We love a sale.
So
we love a sale.
A sale, probably, or a library request. Either way.
Either way. Like,
this is a win, yes. But I feel like we need. Oh, look at this.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie.
That is taste. That is great.
So nice.
Impeccable taste.
It's so weird when people say they liked it. I'm like, wow, you did? Really?
Why? Why do you think
I'll tell the person that wrote it. It wasn't me. I don't know
it was written by Shotaro. Shotaro wrote it.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Like, I think there's like a book called Shine.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica, I'm forgetting her name right now, but she used to be an idol.
Oh, okay.
So it's like more idols should write tell-alls and more idols should write like fiction. I feel like that
would love it. It would be so interesting.
You see idols like painting or doing other forms of art, but like writing is not maybe known as widely. For example, Jin Young, my favorite idol, he reads a lot, but I don't recall him like saying, "Oh, I wrote this piece" or whatever.
Right.
So we need more idols to write. Oh yes, this is it. Jessica Jung from
yes.
Thank you very much. Yes. I have not read it, but I'm like, this is interesting.
That's I would think more. I would love that. You know how I want to write a book? Mark Lee, because it would be incomprehensible.
I mean, every single day I quote him. I say, "How do you say thank you in English?" And I laugh at myself.
Have you seen him on Instagram?
He is a disaster.
What are you going through, Mark? What's happening?
So much. Canada did some things to this person.
It's like the thing about like black socks. I'm just like, what's happening here? Like, he stresses me out so much.
That's what I love. Like Shine is apparently like super scathing towards SM. So good. I'm like, oh yes, I love this. Namjoon needs to write a book.
Does he?
Does he? So.
I mean, it would probably be really good. It'd probably be really good, but it'd also be really wordy. And at a certain point, I'll be like, what are we trying to say here?
Yes. Mark is my disaster boy. I think, isn't he all of our disaster boy?
He's everyone's disaster boy. I love Mark Lee so much.
I mean, truly, he is just not, again, like, he's not real to me, but not in a 10 way.
Yeah.
With 10, I'm like, wow, supernatural. But Mark is like too real. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
sir, I don't understand what is happening, but I want it to continue.
He's fun. He's so fun.
He's ridiculous.
And he's just like really talented, which is weird.
Yes, and he's like in every single subunit, I feel personally.
I mean, I feel like
remember when there's like the press conference that SM did, like the different like branches that they were gonna do, the new NCT branches.
Yeah.
And they were like NCT Japan, NCT, I cannot remember the other place, but NCT Africa. And people on a line went
Mark.
Yes. It's like memes, Mark trying to audition for NCT Africa. I lost my entire
Literally, if they could have found a way to put him in wavy, they would have.
They would have. They're like,
they would have.
You know, he's Chinese on his grandmother's side.
Why did they do that with 10? Like, they really were reaching into that family tree.
Correct. I mean, I know his mother is Thai, but it's like, and he was born in Thailand, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it's like,
yeah,
I'm not understanding. Johnny is trying his best. I love Johnny.
Johnny is not equipped to raise anyone. Another disaster.
He really is trying, but it's not working.
I love them. Like when they were, did you see when they went to like Target?
Yes, and they were hiding from Doyoung.
Gosh.
It was hilarious.
EXO.
I believe this possible.
Oh, yeah. Did you see on the behind the scenes of the Don't Call Me video, Taemin did the Super M sign and all of SHINee were like, what is this?
Where did this come from?
This is not our group.
Cheater. Welcome home, cheater.
Well, he was like, whatever group. I don't know.
This is hilarious. I feel like, and someone the other day was like, I can't do the Pentagon sign. What? I cannot remember which idol it was. It was like, the Pentagon sign is so difficult. I'm like, it's literally this.
Wow.
Yes. And the GOT7 and the BTS doesn't have one.
I don't think I've ever really paid attention to signs.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't. Well, they do the bow, like Masax on the bow, but that's it. Lucas did that with Wavy. We're gonna have an entire show just on Lucas.
Lucas, like
yes, I call him
head empty.
He is a disaster.
I love him.
Monarch.
There's nothing in there.
There's absolutely nothing.
And I love that for him. He seems really comfortable with that, and I love that for him.
He is just an entity that moves through space and time, but there's like nothing there.
Like in Super M, like why are you here? And also, again, do you see this? Do you see this?
I appreciate your ring light so much. It's like I attack, I protect, I attack. I love it. I love it.
It's like leaping at me. Like what?
It's just got excited because we're talking about Lucas now.
Yes, I love him though.
Shushi is just, he's Shushi.
Did you watch the Super M like reality show? They like went on vacation.
I saw parts of it. I saw all of episode 1, and I saw the episode where they're like trying to like get out of escape room.
Yes, it was so funny. They're really cute together.
They're ridiculous, and Kai and Lucas are just together,
imprinted on each other. And I'm like, this is a disaster.
Yes,
it's the worst combination.
With like Run BTS, for example, I don't watch it anymore because I kind of like let it all slide, and now it's like accumulated in too much footage.
Yeah, I think I have like so many episodes behind.
It's ridiculous how behind I am. But like you see how when they're playing these like physical games that are like more for children than for adults, they have such fun times together, and you feel like
competitive.
And they solve everything with rock, paper, scissors. Like, how is this a Korean thing?
I don't know.
They really do like everything.
Maybe it's just most effective when there's that many people. Like,
yeah, it's like instead of like raise your hand if you think,
no,
who supports, say I, it's like, let's beat each other up. But not really. This chat has become just me talking about NCT. I'm so sorry. We are not in the business of you for that, because that's totally what we're doing. Yes, absolutely. But I feel like this has been just one of the greatest live streams in the history of live streams.
I agree.
And it's all because of you, Morgan.
No, this was a joint effort.
You, me, and the ring light.
And ring
light. Yes, I'm here.
We need to, I think we should have like one for every
single group that we like.
Yeah.
We can, the next one, you choose the next one actually. Because we can like.
Then we have to do a Monster X.
Yeah, so that's the next one.
Okay.
Like my favorite group. Yay!
We have to. But then we'll include one. Like
yes, of course. Yeah. We have to like go through all of these. Exactly. That's not a sentence, but whatever.
This is exciting.
So do you have anything coming up? Adriana supports this. Yes. Do you have anything coming up in terms of events that we can find you or watch you?
Probably. I feel like this month. Oh, you know what? I have something to do. You know, I do. I don't remember what it is, but when I do check my calendar, I'm gonna do it right now.
I love it. Morgan is a busy bee. I understood that phrase, but okay.
Yes. It's not on my calendar, but I know I have something this month. So when I figure out what it is, I will probably post about it.
Yay! Perfect. So where can we find you on Twitter? Like, what's your handle?
Oh, say it again.
Your Twitter handle is at?
It's at Garnet Morgue, like where dead people are.
Yes.
on Twitter and Instagram.
Yes, please follow Morgan. And by the way, the links are below, like in the description box below. And please read Honey Girl. I know we didn't talk about the book because Morgan was like, no, let's talk about K-pop. But I am using this opportunity to demand that you have great taste in literature and please purchase this book, read it, review it, talk about it all the time because we need Morgan Rogers to be everywhere.
Oh gosh. I feel like we just talked about it so much during debut. I'm like, I need to take some time off.
Well, I'm always happy to provide, especially with this topic. It's like, I also do this for myself.
So,
look at this. Thanks for keeping us fed with disaster energy. I'm only here for this. Like, I truly do not serve any other purpose in my life. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us and like watching Morgan's ring light try to assassinate her several times.
And my dog barked continuously.
We promised chaos and we delivered. So, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening, whenever it is that you're watching us. And if you're Morgan, please stay warm. And if you're like me, who is in the Caribbean, try not to sweat too much.
Stay cool.
Stay cool, exactly. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And stan BTS, stan Jimin, stan Jungkook, listen to K-pop. It makes you happier, I guess.
Stan Yeonjun.
And Youngjun and TXT in general. And
Blue Hour, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
This is the Blue Hour right now.
This is the future.
Okay. Yes. So thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you.